That's all part of our ongoing investigation, and that will come out as we move through the investigation. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Sarno there, FBI special agent in charge, providing an overview of what happened here with, in fact, those 4 individuals free, incident-free. We are told their families are now going to be meeting with them because no one was injured there. As you heard, obviously, that gunman is dead. He used the term a deliberate decision, and they made entry. That hostage situation had been happening for hours, all afternoon and evening at that congregation, Beth Israel. That's seen on Pleasant Run Road near Highway 26. Our J.D. Miles has been there throughout all of this, with more now on the update. And the good news and the troubling information that we have right now is to find out exactly why this man was doing what he was doing. J.D.?
That's certainly the most important unanswered question at this point, Steve. This all began, as we said and mentioned, about 10 hours ago, and as you heard from the Colleyville Police Chief and the Dallas FBI Special Agent in charge, it went on for more than 10 hours, but it ended very loud and violently about 9:15.
Your first major intersection is
Almost 11 hours after police were called to the scene, a standoff at the congregation Beth Israel ended. Governor Greg Abbott tweeting that all of the hostages, a rabbi and 2 congregants, were safe. Here's how everything escalated throughout the day.
Listen to me. I am not from the
Those watching a live feed on social media could tell something was wrong when a man started yelling profanities inside the congregation Beth Israel Synagogue during a Saturday morning service.
Listen, Ma, stop there. Ma, don't start talking good pop bullshit with you. I can't listen to me. It's gonna be painful thing. You realize this thing, you get this guy. You don't respect me. I'm being nice here.
The obscenity-laced tirade continued until the live stream cut off. That's when it's believed Rabbi Charlie Citron Walker and 2 worshipers were taken hostage. Local police and the FBI soon converged on the synagogue, sealing off the streets around it.
Okay, let me just see what my sister wants, right? Let me just go with my sister, all right? And I'm sure there's a lot of things that he can do.
The hostage taker made references to wanting to talk to his sister. Authorities tell CBS 11 News he was demanding to speak to Aifa Siddiqui, who is not related to him, but in a Fort Worth prison for trying to kill Americans in Afghanistan during the war.
This woman has known terrorist contacts. She is called by folks in the counter-terrorist area Lady Al-Qaeda.
Congresswoman Beth Van Dyne says the hostage taker also claimed to have planted bombs in undisclosed locations. While SWAT officers stood by with armored vehicles parked at Colleyville Middle School, FBI negotiators were able to secure the surrender of 1 hostage by mid-afternoon. That brought some comfort to those who know the hostages like Cheryl Drazen with the Anti-Defamation League.
We are incredibly concerned about Rabbi Charlie Citron Walker and his congregants. We've worked with them tremendously and, of course, are clearly concerned about an act of anti-Semitism happening literally in the backyard.
Drazen says the synagogue conducted training for anti-Semitic attacks as recently as August. The crime scene has drawn responses from leaders in North Texas and around the world who insist the hostage taker will never get what he wants.
The charges against this woman are severe. It's my understanding that she has harmed Americans, that she is planning targeting additional Americans and other allies that we've got across the world. I think it would be a very bad idea to even consider releasing this person.
So from here, who was this hostage taker and what drove him to this extreme action? Hopefully we will get answers to those questions in the coming days. Also, this raises new concerns about security around synagogues and other houses of worship that will no doubt have to be addressed. Live in Colleyville tonight, J.D. Miles, CBS 11 News.
J.D., thank you very, very much. We appreciate it. As you just heard of all of this, the suspect could be heard in some of that conversation on that stream calling out the name Afia Siddiqui. Now, who is Afia Siddiqui? She is known, as you just heard, in some circles as Lady Al-Qaeda. The Pakistani scientist was actually convicted and sentenced back in 2010 for trying to kill American agents and military officers. She was actually trained at MIT and has proclaimed her innocence entirely. Now, the 49-year-old is being held here in Fort Worth at the Carswell Federal Medical Center, the federal prison at that location. Her release date, it is set for May of 2082. The White House, the president, he has been briefed. National security team in touch with federal law enforcement here, we are told. Israel's prime minister also tweeting saying he is monitoring what is happening in Colleyville. And before its end, within just the past hour, he said he was praying for the safety of the hostages and rescuers. Of course, more coverage throughout this newscast regarding all of this. Now, how about what we saw earlier today? Look at this weather-wise. Snow flurries here in DFW this afternoon. What a